Hello there. I want to talk about being eco. A lot of us, I think we're more eco than we really are. And as a 15-year vegan, you would think that I would also be eco. And I've tried, but I've also avoided certain things. Like I still don't know which chocolates are eco, but I'm not eating chocolate anymore. But for a long time I did vegan chocolates, but I didn't know which ones really were eco, and I would just get whatever I could get. But I also didn't even think about other buying things from other countries. Like I would tend to go, okay, I'm going to be more eco. I'm going to cut down on my clothes that I get, and so I'd look at one of these sites from overseas that has sweatshop workers and terrible conditions and all that. But I'd just be looking at this big, huge, gigantic site, and I'd see a nice looking hat, and it comes in different colors, and I'd think, oh, all I have to do is get one in blue, and get one in green, and get one in purple, and get one in pink. So 4 hats, they don't cost much, and then I'd be done. I'd have hats for the rest of my life. I would not need to ever buy a hat again. But I also have to do that with caps, though. I have to have baseball caps. So I have to find a pretty baseball cap that comes in different colors, and I'll have to get that. And then once I get that, I'll have, all I need for the rest of my life. And that's kind of how I was doing my shopping for a long time, And the thing is, if I were to go to, say, an art fair or something, and I saw a hat that was really cool and really different, I'd probably buy it. So it wouldn't really be that I won't buy one for the rest of my life. And I had to kind of come to terms with that kind of thing and realize that is how I am, and I need to change. So especially now that I realize how dangerous the greenhouse gases are getting and how bad our climate is and how we really have to make super cuts. So now I'm trying to just buy locally if I need something, or thrift shop. I do buy a lot of clothes. This is thrift shop, in fact, a lot of clothes from the thrift shop. But local buying. And we don't have to be perfect as far as, like, you don't have to live like zero waste. And I mean, it's great for people who can in the minimalist style. I would feel terrible in a minimalist house for me. I'd have to put things in it. That's just how I am. But you could buy it locally. I did buy this from Missouri. At least that's a truck ride away. And there's 4 of them, and they're different, but they're all hand painted by someone. These are coasters, and I absolutely love them. So you can get something that you cherish that is from some artist that's not too far away, instead of a totally different country, which is awesome. And also, we have to get away from plastics. Apparently, we even have plastics in our brain. I'm gonna now blame that, instead of me being just not getting enough sleep or being too old or something. It really isn't the age. It's not enough sleep, and maybe the plastics in my brain, because we all seem to have it. And I guess women in their and men in their reproductive systems, there's plastic, microplastic, and yet we're buying microfiber bedspreads, and we're buying, because everything's less expensive that way with plastic in it. Our Band-Aids, they said there's a chance of getting cancer with regular Band-Aids because they have PFAs in them. So this is FIBU, I guess it's called, but it's bamboo, and there's no plastic in this. There's I don't know what I was going to say, but there's no microfibers in that. And the nice thing about them too, they don't goo up. That how you can get like black a little bit around the edges. They don't. So that is cool. Also, Swedish dishcloths, you can get those. I've been trying to use those. I like pretty ones. There's a bunch of pretty ones that you can get, and I'm not used to using them. I haven't used these yet. Well, I have used one so far, but you can get them in all different colors, and you can tell I tend to go for flowery things. So But anyway, that is instead of paper towels, because that's the thing. I was going through so many paper towels. It's awful. And so now I've cut down. There are times paper towels, it's the best thing that I can use. But Bounty is 95% recyclable. At least that's better. I mean, I'm still throwing it away. The recycling part really ends and gets thrown away. But it's better than not at all. But I'm starting to use these more too. So you find ways to cut down on everything, and you find ways to just not be buying just junk all the time, especially out of plastic and things like that. So let's see, what else do I have here? I don't want to get into dental floss also has plastic. It's crazy, and PFAs. So I got some, it's bamboo dental floss. And I tried to, like, with foods, how you waste foods all the time. Like you buy things and let your lettuce or a cucumber, especially for some reason, it just rots in the refrigerator. And I think I've done that about 8 times out of 10, thrown it away because it's rotted. It's like only twice have I used it out of 10. So I tried to do things like this is freeze-dried wholesalers. In general, I really like their products. But and this one I love, this spinach, putting it on a salad this way, and there's no waste because you just seal it back up. And this, I don't have this airtight right here, but most of them they'll seal back up airtight, and you can keep them for years. But some of them don't taste as good as in the can. But cans, I tend to open it and then I don't use it all. I've got to be better about that. So it's starting to get conscious about things like that. Now, other things we can do, we need to be buying smaller cars if we're not buying EVs. A lot of us can't afford EVs. A lot of us can't afford recycled toilet paper. that sounds nasty, doesn't it? Recycled toilet paper, but or like bamboo material, or there's so many eco materials out there, and I'm just going to name a bunch of them off. I know I just switched subjects a little. Modal, Tencel, bamboo, hemp, organic cotton, cork, vegan leathers, vegan silk sheets from eucalyptus plants. I mean, it's really cool, some of the stuff that they make. And there's things being made out of mushrooms all the time too, which is really good. The thing is, they're usually a little more expensive. So you have to kind of pick and choose. You have to do the best you can do for yourself. But smaller cars if you can. Plant trees and shrubs. When there's a memorial service, it always says you have an option of giving people a tree. People love a tree in a person's honor. They really appreciate that. So that is a good thing to do. The CAN app on the phone, Climate Action Now, Climate Action Now. Check out that CAN app. You do these little, easy, really simple climate actions, and you can earn trees. They'll be planted, and you meet you can meet the person online that plants them, and you can see the trees, so you know that where it's being planted, and it's in a necessary area. And I'm going to have to cut this thing short but anyway, so it's legitimate. I'm just going to mention chocolate and coffee. Try to get fair trade for those, because what they usually do is plow down forests in order to then put their coffee plantations or their chocolate trees. That sounds really weird. And again, I can't keep correcting myself. I'm going to have to end this, but you get my idea, okay? You do everything that you can, and some things, you just can't afford, or you can't reasonably do it, but all of us need to start doing that kind of thing.